Hi Libra, and welcome to your May 2025 reading. I hope you're doing really, really well. Today's reading, we're going to find out the messages from Spirit and also what you can expect during the month of May. And now it's going to be a very, very interesting month again, leading on from the last couple of months. There's a lot of explosive energy in the astrology. If you've had tower moments or big changes in life, you're not alone. It's going on for all of us on the global scale and in our personal lives. So that can be a really big upheaval and change and transformation. So some of us are feeling it like in really big ways. Like I said, those tower moments. Others are just getting those shifts, those internal changes. So whichever it is for you, I trust that it's for your good, and I hope that some of those changes have already shown to be like really beneficial in your life. Now, so let's have a look at the month of May to see how that's carrying forward for you this year. And your signifier card is actually the Nine of Cups, which is great. Really, really positive signifier card for the month. Now, the Nine of Cups is about feeling, it can be a wish fulfillment card, and the cups are all of your emotions. So feeling really content, feeling like you have a wish fulfillment, enjoying life, and that will be how you'll feel throughout the month. That's generally your theme. So that's absolutely brilliant. We can see in this particular card, she's sitting on a lily leaf and she's meditating with all of those full cups around her. So I get the energy from this card actually that this month is going to be a lot about self-care, and that's really a theme for you for the month, is to learn how to love, nurture and care for yourself even more than you have before. And I can see that as well because you then have the Empress. Now, the Empress is obviously the counterpart of the Emperor. The Emperor and the Empress are in charge of their world, but the female version, or the Empress, is more to do with its prosperity, its abundance, nurturing, and this is really about you looking after yourself more importantly. And so when she's reached this point, she's the queen or the Empress of really nurturing herself, her world, making sure that she's taken care of, as well as the beauty of being able to take care of other people. So that's going to be a really big theme for you and something to remember throughout the whole month. How can you really make sure that you're looking after yourself, regardless of what you're doing, the people that you're looking after and the actions that you're taking in your life? How are you making sure that you're nurtured throughout that process and throughout the month? Then you have the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles is the card of juggling, and we can see he's juggling two pentacles. So the pentacles are about your physical world, the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and they often represent the different responsibilities that you have. So often, of course, you have more than one responsibility. It might be responsibilities to children, to work, to family, finances, and you're just going to be really trying to juggle and balance that through the month. And because it's sitting next to the Empress card, that's really reminding you that no matter what you're juggling and what you're trying to balance, is to make sure that you're nurturing yourself through the process. The Empress won't give out from an empty cup. She's very aware of what she needs and making sure that her needs are being fulfilled and enriched at the same time. But you will be juggling throughout the month, and it's really just about being aware of that, doing the best you can to juggle what you're doing. But then you have the King of Wands, which is great, following on from the Two of Pentacles. Now, the King of Wands is you feeling throughout the month that you're in your power. He is the king of being able to create his world, and he's very empowered. He's very, very confident. Now, the story of the King of Wands is that he comes from very, very humble beginnings. And because of his hardships that he's been through in the past, it's really forged a very strong and powerful king that's capable of anything. He's a self-made king. He's an entrepreneur. And maybe that's something that Spirit wants you to be really aware of for the month, is that, where you've come from and all of your hardships have created such a strong, passionate, self-reliant person. And I get the message from this card about self-reliance. Now, the caveat with self-reliance is not trying to do everything on your own. We can see next to the Two of Pentacles, you could be trying to do everything and juggle, all of the responsibilities on your own. And while that's wonderful and you're very strong, it will be important with this reading to ask for help from other people, to not do everything on your own all the time, even though you're so capable and you're so strong. It's like, the way of self-care and self-nurturing with the Empress is to draw upon the support that you can throughout the month so that the burdens don't become too great and you're looking after yourself. Now, if you're working on a project, this is really positive having the King of Wands there, because it's telling me that the project is working really well. You'll be inspired. You'll be creating. He's a very, very creative king. And so if you're working on anything, a project, a business, now's the time to get really creative with it. Because he's the image of the entrepreneur. If we think about entrepreneurs, they think outside the box. They see opportunities everywhere they look. And that's the message for you this month, is to start looking at opportunities outside the box. How can I make more money? How can I bring more abundance in? How can I make this project better? And really drawing, opening up to expanding how you're doing things. The good thing about the King of Wands is he thinks really big. So if you're limiting yourself at the moment with something that you're juggling or you're working on, now's the time to think big. So that might be taking the time out. How can I do this on a bigger scale? What's the bigger picture? What can I create? And how can I do it in the most passionate and successful way possible? Now then you have the Five of Cups. So throughout the month, there might be times where you're feeling a little bit disappointed. And next to the King of Wands, it's saying that don't worry about the disappointments along the way, because that's a normal part of the journey. If you have disappointments, understand that those disappointments just help you to grow and learn. The thing about the King of Wands is that he's an entrepreneur because he comes from those humble beginnings. He's learned how to just keep fighting, how to keep hustling, how to keep overcoming the challenges. He's had so many challenges in his life. Most entrepreneurs have been through so many losses before they get their big break. And that's the reminder for you for the month, that even if there's a challenge or something that hasn't worked for you, know that to be successful, everyone has to go through that. Everyone goes through the disappointments, the losses. So if there's any mistakes along the way, any losses, any disappointments, now's the time just to let that go, to know that that's just part of the process. And to be the King of Wands, to have the ultimate outcome, then it's just about moving on, getting past them, having a cry, getting back on the horse. That sort of energy is really coming up. And so if it's not with a business project, that could be to do with relationships. If a relationship's you're having a hard time in a relationship, it's understanding that, that can happen. And if it's the right relationship, it's just getting past it and moving forward. With the Five of Cups, the most important thing of it is that right behind him is the two full cups. So it's knowing that all is not lost. Look at what, if he just looks behind him at what he does have, then he can use those two cups and start again and move forward. It's like letting go of crying over spilt milk and really moving on from that. We never want to get stuck in the fives. The whole journey of tarot is get to the 10, to get to the ultimate. And if we get stuck in the 5, we never get to the 6, the 7, the 8, and the 9. So overcoming any obstacles through the month of May will be really important for you, Libra. Now then you have the Page of Swords, and that's right. It's like if there's any obstacles, this is your suit, so it's great. And the Page of Swords is like knowing that, okay, how am I going to learn from this and move it forward? Or do I need a fresh new start? He uses his intellect. It's a fresh new idea. Now also, because we have the Gemini season starting at the end of May, and we have the new moon on the 27th, I get a sense, because it's coming into another air sign, that'll be quite a good time for you. So definitely by Gemini season, by the end of the month, and particularly on the 27th of the new moon, you might have a new idea. That's where new ideas come in, curiosity, communication. You might be feeling social, but this indicates that you might have a new idea, and that idea will be really helpful. Then you have the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups is the card of nostalgia. It's also about reminiscing on the past, feeling in that childlike energy. But what I'm actually getting from this is, because it was paired with the Two of Pentacles, it could be that you're juggling, family commitments throughout the month. That's what I'm getting more from it than the nostalgia aspect of the card. So if it's, for some of you, it'll be juggling commitments with children, and this will be the message just to make sure that, yes, you have commitments to children, but it's really, really important to nurture yourself and your inner child as well. The other message can be that to be successful in the project that you're working on is to stay in that childlike energy, that childlike where you're trying new things. This is definitely the time where it's really going to be positive to try different things. And the good thing about children is that, they easily let go. They're in the moment, they're imaginative and creative, and that's what I'm getting from that card. This might be the time to really open up your imagination if you're working on a project, and that will be really, really helpful, because then you have the Page of Pentacles. So Libra, you actually have two pages in your reading. So that's telling me that this will be the month and the time to get some new ideas and look at what opportunities you have, and maybe a new opportunity will come in. So time to think outside the box, new ideas will come in, and those new ideas will lead to a lot more success than you've had, or just a path of more success. Because the Page of Pentacles was with the King of Wands. So that's where I think your success is going to be. Now is the time to try something new. Look at a new opportunity. Like I was saying with the King of Wands, he is the entrepreneurial spirit, so he's thinking outside of the box. So if you're looking to create more wealth or success, now would be the time to look outside of the box. What is a new way I can bring more money in? What is a new way I can, if it's around health, what is a new way I can improve my health? And that's going to be pretty important for you for the month of May, Libra. So looking at new ideas, new opportunities. And look out for them, because I think they'll be coming in for you for the month as well. And then you have the Five of Wands. Now the Five of Wands was with the Five of Cups. And this is really saying that, if there are conflicts, going on around you, it's a time not to get involved in them. The thing is with the Five of Wands is he could actually walk away. He doesn't have to get involved in the conflicts. And that's what I'm really seeing from this card for you. There's lots of different meanings to the Five of Wands, but in your particular reading, I get a sense that there might be some conflict with people around you. And this month, it's better to stay away from it. You don't have to get involved. It's probably not beneficial to get involved. It's really about you looking after yourself. And the reason I'm saying that is because your signifier card is the Nine of Cups. And that's really just about being in your own energy and your own zone. These are all her cups. She's worked really hard to establish all of her life and the things that she loves and that make her happy. And that's what I think for you for the month, the main focus really is to look at your world, see what you've created. I can see that you've created so much joy and all of the things, surrounded yourself with all of the things that make you happy. And really now is the time to just focus on yourself and your joy and your world. Replenish yourself. And if there was another main message from this reading, it would be that now is the time to stay out of conflict with other people and to really not overgive or get involved if there's anything going on around you. You know, people are trying to get you involved. It would be the message to just focus on what you're creating, balancing your life, watching out for these new opportunities that are coming in. Now, there's also a full moon. So we have a full moon on the 12th of May, and that full moon is in Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is a really interesting full moon because, you know, Scorpio is about digging deep. It's looking at all of the recesses, the things that we've hidden away from ourselves. And, you know, so around the full moon, you could be feeling a little bit, you know, that's where maybe the conflicts with other people are coming up. But I can't see anything major around that full moon for you, which is really good. It's actually a very positive reading. The only thing that I can see, like I was explaining, is that there might be some conflicts around you, and the message would be to not get involved. The other message is about the juggling. Making sure that life is as much of in balance as you possibly can and taking care of your needs. Now, Libra, what I want to do is I want to get an angel number for you so that we can get a bit more clarity on anything that can help you throughout the month of May. So, Spirit, can we please have a message for Libra for the month of May? So I can definitely see a couple of new opportunities coming in for you this month, which is great. New ideas, new opportunities. And I'm going to find out in a minute if you know what they're about. I wouldn't mind getting some clarity so that you can know what area of life they're happening in or what to expect. But the fact you're starting your reading in the Nine of Cups and then the Empress is fantastic. Really, really good. So stay in that energy. Now, the Nine of Cups, you know, that can be the wish fulfillment as well. So I'm wondering if these new pages are a wish fulfillment. So let's get an angel number for you first, Libra. Oh, nice. You have the number 5555. So if you're seeing repeat number fives anywhere, that will be your sign from Spirit that they're there, you're on the right track. So look out for repeat number fives. But it says clarity. You're not a victim of your circumstances, but rather the beneficiary of it. If that weren't the case, it would be pretty dull. You will set yourself up for success in the long run if you are willing to adapt and shift. Everything is working out for the best. At long last, you're accomplishing what you set out to do. Everything will work out perfectly in the end. Now that is really interesting because you've got those those two cards, the Two of Cups and the Two of Wands. So if there's any conflict, it's knowing that everything will work out for the best. You're not a victim of whatever goes on. So if this is a circumstance where other people are being, you know, bullying, or you've got something going on with them, know that that's actually going to benefit from that circumstance. And, you know, you're going to be successful in the long run is the other message, which is really, really good. So just remember that clarity and look out for the repeat numbers 555. Now, I would like to get some clarity for you, again from Tarot, about these new opportunities. the 2 pages. So we can definitely see there might be some conflict, but it'll benefit you. But the message is really to not get involved. So not to get caught up in it, not to get pulled up in any conflict. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right. Beautiful. Too many cards. You have the Wheel of Fortune. And so after the month of May, I really feel that things are going to move in your favour. And that could be to do with the conflict. So if there is any conflict, as that angel number card said, that it will be in your benefit. So maybe because of a conflict that will be happening, things are going to turn in your favour. So that's going to be important to keep in the back of your mind throughout the month. You have the Hangman. So the Hangman's about getting a new perspective. And that could be a new perspective of this situation. Or, let me just take a minute to tune in. Now, it just came out with the 6 of Pentacles. And that's another card of balance. For some of you, this will be about getting what you receive. So it could be in a workplace where you're not getting enough money for your work, and that's changing this month. But it's some way where you've been held back and you're not getting what you receive, and that could be to do with this situation. And because it's comes up, that's going to move and turn the wheel in your favour. So I think during the month you're going to be reevaluating how balanced your situations are and your life is, again, because you had the 2 as well. So you'll be looking at your relationships, your work, your finances, and really reevaluating, am I balanced? Is there equal reciprocity? Am I receiving as much as I'm giving in relationships or business? And because you're reevaluating it, I think you're really looking at, okay, what can I change so that I can get the equal reciprocity? Because, of course, I think it comes up when you're not getting enough. It doesn't come up when you're getting more than other people. So that's going to be another theme and message for the month. Looking at the balance of give and take. Looking at the balance of give and take. And because of that, you could need to speak up. If there's a problem, if you're not getting enough of what you should. And the universe would say, if that's the case, it's definitely going to lead to a good outcome. Because sometimes we can just keep quiet and just accept that we're not getting what we should be getting in life. And we just pretend that it's okay. And so, the cards are saying, and Spirit would say, no, now's the time you need to speak up. Know that that there is this imbalance there so that it can change. And so things can be more fair and turn in your favour. So for others of you, it may not be in finances. It might be like just getting support. If you're doing more than another person in a relationship, now would be the time to, discuss it and see if you can bring that into better balance. Lovely, Libra. Now let's get you a spirit animal for the month of May. Oh, that was quick. Lovely. Okay. Now you have the animal raccoon. Now that just came out in Scorpio's reading as well. So if you have any Scorpio in your chart, it might be worth having a look at Scorpio's monthly reading as well. It says decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being a trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and you can juggle them well. Yeah. So it's really, deciding what you want. So this is to do with the partnership that we're talking about. It's getting clear on what you want, what you think's fair. Yes, you can balance things well, which is great, but it's just about making sure that you're getting a fair equal reciprocity, and also that you're looking after yourself. But Libra, for overall for the month, the 9 of Cups being your theme, what I've been talking about is you just really fine-tuning. Okay, how can I make my life better? How can I fill up more of these cups? Where are there imbalances in my life that I need to bring back into balance with people, with money, with situations, so it can be fair and equal? Then you have the spirit animal of swan with grace. I love that. And we can see the black and the white swan. It reminds me of the yin and the yang. And again, it's about balance and harmony. You will glide across the waters. You who glide across the waters of my soul, bring me the wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and spirit of beauty. Yeah, so stay in your grace. That might be important for you for the month as well. Now let's get a message from Archangel Michael to see how the angels see the month for you and what message they have that can support you through the month. Okay, so Archangel Michael, what message do you have for Leo for the month of May, please? What message do you have for Leo? All right, there we go. Now this was the first one. Oh, you have eternal love. Isn't that just such a beautiful card? Love that. How gorgeous. It reminds me of this. So it's very, very connected. So stay in grace. Help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving, expressing, and giving love. And maybe I'm getting the feeling for this, it's a very gentle energy. Maybe for this month, it's actually about, yes, receiving the love from others, but really focusing on your own self-love and self-care. This energy is just so feminine and gentle and beautiful, and it's reminding you throughout the month to really love, nurture yourself, and to love yourself first and foremost, and then obviously feel the love that's around you for the month. But a very positive month for you, Libra. So that is your reading for the month. I am sending you all of my love, light, and blessings. I hope that has helped given you clarity so that you know what to expect for the month and guide you through. Subscribe to my channel to never miss a reading, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.